A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and to all our viewers. Welcome to Ayubowan, Sri Lanka. Thank you for joining me. It's great to have you on the show on this beautiful Tuesday morning. And as usual, we are here to talk about yet another very important event. And this one is especially for all those who are out there who love stage and drama. So stay tuned. We are going to talk about the newest production in town named, actually there are two stage plays which is going to happen very soon, starting off from tomorrow. The two stage dramas are named as The Wastress and The Unrealistic Expectations. And to talk about these two plays, we have the very own lady who directed them with us in the studios, and she's Nuzrath Mowlana, who is also the chief examiner and the head of drama at IEMS Examinations Private Limited. Very good morning, Nuzrath.
Good morning,
welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's
Nuzrath,
a pleasure.
How do you feel now? You're having a show tomorrow morning, tomorrow evening. How do you feel? All excited about the show?
Well, yes, I should say, but everything is under control. And what I'm really excited about is about my students, because most of them have done a lot of exams, and some of them have acted on stage. I mean, they are more confident than those who haven't. So, you know, I'm just hoping that the new ones, the younger ones, wouldn't have any stage fright.
No, sir, before we go to the play itself, which is happening tomorrow, which is taking stage tomorrow, could you tell me about yourself, Nuzrath? What is your background into stage and drama? How did you get involved in all this?
Well, it all happened. You see, I mean, it always. Well, I must first say, all thanks to my mom, because you say she used to, you know, we were like a big family. So most of my cousins used to turn up at home, and because it was all in the neighboring school, you know, St. Bridget's, St. Joseph's, so everyone Royal College. So all of us just meet up at Ward Place. And my mom, the best, you know, the only way she knew she could get us to stop playing and having our lunch or our tea was telling us, okay, I'm going to tell you this fabulous story. So that was, you know, what would get us all seated there. And whilst we're having our meals, she would tell us fairy tales. And most often, you know, she would run out of fairy tales and she would make up her own stories. And mostly they're kind of related to, you know, somebody's been naughty, somebody's done a mistake. So to rectify
it's
that.
It's a subtle way of rectifying the mistake.
Exactly. Without telling us directly you were wrong. She would make up this little story about this little boy who did this mistake. And you would see this, you know, my cousins squirming like, okay, I've done wrong.
She's talking about me again.
And okay, maybe I should correct myself. So that was her way of, you know, getting us to listen to her and getting us calm ourselves down. You know, children are most often hyperactive, and when you're always, you know, with your cousins, and
it makes things worse.
Yes, and also, you know, we would never go to sleep without a bedtime story by her. So it's I must say that kind of really stimulated my imagination, and also got me to read, because if she decided to watch a favorite TV program, then I have to go to bed without my fairy tale. So, which got me to, you know, I had to read. I had to listen to a story, so I would read to myself and go to bed. So, that was one aspect of what really stimulated my imagination. And the other was my aunt. At a very young age, I started helping out with destitutes, the underprivileged. Then I worked with you know, I mean, I was very young, and then eventually war victimized children. Then I've also worked with the tsunami, and you know, I mean, at that age, working, I mean, when you're like 8, 9, working with children kind of shows you the horrors of life that, you know, you generally don't know exists in life. And also you become kind of humble and you learn to empathize with the other person. So that made, I think, brought out a lot of creativity, and you know, it kind of you know, you can understand, you know, the troubles they've gone through, something that you've never experienced. So that helped me with my creativity.
Nuzrath, you've been working with tsunami affected children and children affected by conflict. What was the most important thing that the vulnerability that you saw in these children? What was the main thing that they were missing in life? With all your experience, you know, the parents being separated, the parents missing and things like that. But how do you empathize with these children? Where do you think the society itself should turn to when it comes to these two very important issues?
Well, I must say, it's, you know, what matters is that, you know, if you take on a project as such, I mean, it's all about commitment, you know, and these children, I mean, they are children, and they have nobody, and they place their trust in you. I mean, you're the only people who are around they can take their troubles to, or, you know, they rely on you for their future, because they absolutely have no idea of what they're going to be or what they need to do. And they are still, you know, some of them in a state of shock, or otherwise they are still expecting the lost ones to return, because they never actually saw them dead. They never saw their bodies. So some of them keep saying, you know, miss, I'm sure, you know, my mom is somewhere, or my dad is somewhere, or my brother is somewhere. They don't, they're kind of in denial, you know. So what we really need to, you know, I mean, what we really need to, I mean, the way we can help these kids out is by giving them some confidence. And I think education is very important. And also how important it is to get along with the other children. Now what we've done is made them, I mean, made them realize how important the other person is there. I mean, we have like 80 odd children there, war victimized, tsunami, all, you know, they're all together. So we've kind of created a large family, a community within them.
So that they're not left out.
Yeah, so that they don't feel like they're missing out a lot, even though, you know, nobody could ever feel a gap of a mother, father. But we are, you know, trying our best and kind of build a large family there. So it's like you know.
No, so like now these kids, now as you very correctly said, they depend on you, they look upon you, they look up to you, and now you are a parent. You've got you've got commitments of your own. With all this work, with your stage plays, your freelancing, and your commitment to your job, how do you take time off for these innocent kids? How do you manage to devote some time with them? Because especially when they're looking and depending on a person like you.
Yeah, well, yes, I am a single parent, and what I most often do is I get my daughter involved in everything that I do. Everything. You wouldn't believe it. I mean, she is a kid yet. But my students who are like in their 40s, and, you know, they rely on her. If I'm absent, I mean, they're doing their grade 8s or their associates, and if I'm not there, they would say, and I've left an assistant teacher, but they would prefer my daughter to take their lesson, because she's been with me all along. So she knows precisely what they're supposed to say, how they're supposed to talk the particular selection or the drama. She would tell them, okay, this is your moves. So she's all everywhere. I mean, even right now she's outside the studio. She's always with me. So she's, I think she would, you know, I mean, when I started, when I did my first play, I was 9 years. You know, I mean, I used to write little scripts, get my cousins, get my neighbors involved. And every time there was a little party in my family, a function, they would tell me, could you do a little drama? So it was, you know, I would write a script, get my cousins or friends to perform it. I mean, that's how it all began. And also for all these destitutes, I mean, I'm involved in certain NGOs, and most of the underprivileged, whenever they have a show, I've done so much. I've choreographed dancers, I've done plays, then done a little these, got little children and got them to do this little catwalk, and not that I'm a professional in that area, but I've done it. So it's all it started when I was really, really young. So my daughter has picked up a lot.
Okay. Right, that's being a single parent, some of you might think it's not easy, but talking to Nuzrath it sounds so simple, and some or other finds time for family life as well as the profession, as well as doing community service. We'll be back right after this very short commercial break. Please stay tuned. Thank you.